Motherfucker. God damn it, motherfucker. Hello, what's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I have been watching and reviewing just so many, it feels like at this point, 2016 films that I either wanted to see, or was curious about seeing, or felt an obligation to at least give a chance. And that brings me to Yoga Hosers. This, like I said, is a 2016 film. It was written and directed by Kevin Smith. And the plot is we meet the Colleen girls. They're both named Colleen. They're both like 15 years old. And they both work at this convenience store. And at first you think it might be a clever, up-to-date, female point of view of, let's say, Clerks, which probably would have been much better, a lot more interesting. But no, you see that after all the shenanigans, after all the hijinks of them wanting to party with these two guys and their father and this and that, you see that there are these little tiny sausages, but they're people. And they're not just people, they're Nazis. And they're going around killing people. So these two girls have to stop them. Even me talking about this plot, where did the good ideas start? When was there ever a moment when thinking about this movie, writing this script, or just conceptualizing, actually taking money aside, start shooting this and making this work? I don't know how this happened. I really don't. You have Kevin Smith, who I would say there's 3 reasons why I watched this movie. One is because it's Kevin Smith. And I know I watched and reviewed every single one of his movies. I have a playlist on my channel if you want to check those reviews out. And I disliked probably half, if not more, of those movies. But there were a couple, there was enough to make me always want to give this guy a chance. Just like certain directors or certain actors, to where at one time you liked their movies or respected them, and you still watch their current movies even though they're shit. Well, Kevin Smith has fallen into that category. But he's a guy who, personally, I like him. Like, I listen to his podcast, his YouTube channel, whenever he talks about things that he loves, Star Wars, superhero movies, all of this stuff. I'm fascinated by the guy. I think he's very smart in that way. I think he seems like a fun, likable guy. But what the fuck? And also the other reason is because, well, I'm watching all of these 2016 films, and even though this trailer looked bad, even though the reviews and talk about this movie have been bad, I'm always willing to give a movie a chance. And if the movie's bad, well, people like when I rant. And also, I'm going to be making a worst of list. So you better believe this is making it. Let's talk about the actresses. We have Harley Quinn Smith, who is, of course, Kevin Smith's daughter. She plays Colleen McKenzie. And then you have Lily Rose Depp, who plays Colleen Collette. And she is Johnny Depp's daughter. So I guess these two were actually in real life best friends, grew up together. So Kevin Smith, it seems like he just wanted to make a movie about these two girls being in the lead, and then maybe had to create a story around that. And you know what? This could have worked. These two girls, I don't know how much they've been acting before this and whatnot, but I don't think they're bad actresses. They obviously have good chemistry together. I think they have moments where they're bouncing off of each other, and they just have this natural delivery to where I want to see them in a better movie, a better written movie, a funny movie, because they have all of these jokes, these Canadian jokes that we're supposed to, I guess, laugh at, because they say a boot a lot, they say a lot, and they say every stereotypical Canadian thing, to where if I was Canadian, I would be vastly offended by all of this. I'm not even Canadian, and I was offended by a lot of these jokes. You get some stuff of them and they can't be without their cell phones, or just stuff about teenage girls that I think, once again, if the material was better, you could have done something with it. You could have made a movie where, hey, here's a guy who's making a movie about young teenage girls that might be relevant to them or might relate to them on certain levels, but it doesn't. You get like maybe 4 scenes of them singing and doing karaoke. They're in a band, and I can't help but think, are we trying to promote them as singers versus actually telling a story and making a movie here? Now, before I get into the actual story and how terrible and dumb and idiotic and over the top the story is, the plot is, let's talk about some of the cameos, because there are a whole lot of cameos in this movie. Jason Mewes, which isn't a surprise because he is Jay. Obviously, Justin Lin, who I would be more disappointed in if he didn't do Tusk before this. You have Haley Joel Osment, who he too, I think, was in Tusk, so not shocking, but still, it's like, come on, you used to be a good child actor at least. Natasha Lyonne, who I hear is doing pretty good things in Orange is the New Black, so again, somebody owes somebody a favor. Adam Brody, who I definitely respected more until I saw him in this. Luckily, he doesn't do anything to really dumb himself down. He's in here for like 2 scenes. But here's where the bastardization comes from. Stan Lee is in this movie. Yes, the great Stan Lee, our God and Savior when it comes to Marvel, superhero, comic book, and all of these characters that we know and love. All of the classic now, like, I look forward to Stan Lee cameos in the Marvel movies. They're always funny. They always make me feel good just to see the guy, the fact that he's still alive and still around and kicking. It makes me feel good until you see him in a role like this. 1, because it wasn't funny. 2, because I don't know who to be more ashamed for. For Stan Lee for saying yes to doing something like this. For Kevin Smith for asking a guy this old to do something like this. Because who knows, maybe Stan Lee isn't even all that aware of what movie he was saying yes to. He might have thought this was a Marvel movie. Or Stan Lee's agent, his manager, or the Marvel people, whoever is supposed to be controlling this guy and not letting him do something as degrading as this was. But even more sad, even more upset, what made me almost enraged as far as cameos go is to see the great Kevin Conroy in this film. And if you don't know who that is, he provides probably the best, if not just the absolute best voice of Batman, the best version of Batman. He is Batman in so many ways, shapes, or forms. I know Kevin Smith is a huge Batman fan, so I get why he did it. I even chuckled at the whole, his son's name Robin. Like, I chuckled, but that was the only thing that amused me, because then the realization came in is that this guy, Kevin Conroy, said yes to doing this movie. Here's the plot. So like I said, you have the 2 Colleens, and they're doing their shenanigans and their hijinks, and they're trying to be funny, but the script isn't letting them be funny. And then you get Austin Butler and Tyler Posey as these 2 kids who, they seem like they're senior kids who just want to hang out with sophomore girls, which isn't weird at all. No, it's not weird. So they want to party with them. It looks like it's because they want to hook up with them, but you find out that they're actually devil worshippers and they want to kill them. So, okay, I thought to myself, if this is what this movie is going to turn into, these 2 girls fending off teenage serial killers, that could be interesting. I'm not saying it would have been a great movie or it would have been like the best case scenario for where this movie was already going, because the jokes still weren't funny, but at least it would have been a hell of a lot better if we stuck in that vein until you get to these sausage-sized Nazis. What the fuck? This is, like, it's not even so stupid, it's laughable. Sometimes movies are really dumb and you just kind of give in to the absurdity and you start to have fun and you start to laugh, or you could play a drinking game to it like Batman and Robin. You can watch with your friends and just sort of poke fun at the stupidity. No, this is just sad. This is just degrading. This is just the bottom of the barrel as far as cinema goes. And I can say that because this did play in theaters. For whatever reason, Kevin Smith himself was playing these little miniature Nazis. I was dead inside while watching this fucking movie. But the last, not even cameo, because this person plays a pretty big part to this film. I am talking about Johnny Depp, who plays Guy Lapointe. And this would be more shocking if, well, for one, if Johnny Depp wasn't doing just god-awful, shitty movie after shitty movie after even another shitty movie these last few years. Or if his daughter wasn't in this movie, because clearly that's the huge reason why or how Kevin Smith got Johnny Depp to not even just cameo, because he played the same character in Tusk, the same exact investigator guy, and I don't know how he got him there, but this at least you understand that Depp is trying to do a favor for his daughter, but it's a character that's so nothing, so not funny, so I don't even get the point of his character. I guess the big point is just to reuse these same characters from Tusk, because he's going to eventually go off and make a third movie that's supposed to be set in this universe. Why? Tusk, I thought, was supposed to be a horror movie. And then this movie is supposed to, I guess, be a wacky, dumb comedy. I don't get any of this. I don't get the idea behind it. I don't get the inspiration. I don't get what the purpose of all of this is. If this is just a launching point for his daughter's acting or singing career, do it another way, dude. Because you're wasting our time, people who want to give you a chance or want to give your movies a chance and want to say that, no, you're better than this. You've done movies like Clerks and Chasing Amy and actually good movies. And I'm sitting here and I just see the fall of what was once a great director, what was once a great writer. Obviously, I'm giving Yoga Hosers a fuck you. It never felt so good to give a movie fuck you than this one, because it truly deserves it. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you saw this movie, what did you think of it? But better yet, you probably didn't see it. You were probably smarter than me. So let me know, is there a good movie from this past year that I haven't already reviewed that you recommend? Please, please find me a good movie. I beg of you. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.